Really perceptive. It's nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else. Nothing to see here. Go back to sleep. I'm going to try to sleep at some point in the next 6 years. Ready for another one? Or are you too scared?
I'm all right. I'm all right so far. I've got Allison here with me.
I need like a knife or something in case somebody tries to creep down here on me. Okay, here's one that's pretty creepy to me too, because this one like would just creep me out about life in general. So my niece was watching cartoons in my room last night when she suddenly looks to the window and says, "Oh, the funny man is trying to get in." She's 3 and there was no one there. So I asked who, and her response was, "The funny man with the mask."
Fuck, no, man.
Right? How do you not sell your house after this and just bolt, like, put plywood over your fucking window? Like, she's looking out the window, which is even creepier because it's like, I don't know. Well, I don't know what's creepier. Is it creepier that something's happening outside that the kid is seeing?
I mean, it's definitely better that the fucking thing is outside, but
I guess.
But still, it's fucking terrible. I thought if you were gonna say the funny man like a fucking clown or something, no, you're combining my 2 least favorite things: creepy kids and clowns. No, I was glad you didn't go to a clown.
Maybe it was a clown mask. It didn't say.
Yeah, I'm just gonna believe it's not a clown mask.
Oh, well, I'll know how to. I'll make sure we get to your house really early or really late and bring a clown mask.
Here, your door's opening. Your door's opening.
Something's gonna fuck. Shut up! Stop! What are you?
Here, I can tell you guys both one that
I don't
Chase
think that's
won't know.
funny. I don't think that's funny. I don't think you're fucking funny.
All right, I'm gonna tell you guys both one that you don't know. Okay, because Adam's like dying for a name one.
Hold on, I can't see out of my left eye anymore. Oh God, just stop! It's not that literally like. I wish that was a fake reaction, but like the more you talked about it, the more I was like, "Oh fuck, is that door opening?" And oh my God,
how did you not know? Like, of course he was gonna do that.
I could see the door in the corner of my screen, but I can only see the top corner that doesn't open. So then I'm like, well, can he fucking see the door? And then I just went into this weird mindset.
All right, Chase, are you ready?
Yeah.
When I was about 4, I would remember talking to Mr. Peterson whenever I was at my grandmother's house. He looked like a hobo from the Great Depression and had a guitar and sang me old-timey blues. He told me that when he died, he fell off a train and he was writing whilst drunk on moonshine.
Whilst drunk
on moonshine. I stopped seeing him when I was about 6. Anyway, 6 months ago, I found my dad's old acoustic guitar and started playing. And my little cousin told me, "Mr. Peterson is proud of you," and left. I don't know what to think.
Oh,
no.
Mr.
See, Adam, you wanted a name one. There's a name one.
Yeah, see that kind of shit. Just no, like that guitar's haunted or something.
You think the guitar? Yeah, maybe. The thought, and this was a twofer, right? Or was it the nephew knew all, like, so the person that played the guitar at the end of the story, was that the person that originally saw it, or the person that said Mr. Peterson is proud of you was the person that saw Mr. Peterson the whole time?
Yeah, okay, so the storyteller was 4 when he or she, doesn't say, talked to Mr. Peterson. She stopped seeing him when they were 6. And then they're an
he
adult,
or she played a guitar,
and they're playing their dad's guitar, and then their little cousin, who wasn't even alive back when this person saw Mr. Peterson. This was in 1971, by the way.
So that to me is like case in point that it's not a perceptual thing, because this is
perceptual, and it could be perceptual in the fact that they're seeing it. That's why they're able to see it. Is essentially the perceptual. You're saying it's not the hallucination.
Yes, correct. It's not a made-up instance. This is one that bridges 2 people. Now I'm fucking freaked out that there's somebody coming in the goddamn door. I keep my neck is like getting breezy now, and I'm so creeped out. But that one's interesting because it like bridges between 2 people that are seemingly like time-wise unrelated. And
you can't explain that one unless it comes out later that she told this kid about her experience or something. Aside from that, there's no way that kid should know that fucking name, be able to say that kind of shit. Just no.
Well, and especially like reference the guitar, like not say it out of the blue. Like you're playing guitar. This guy, Mr. Peterson, was supposed to be playing guitar, right?
Yeah.
And so the minute that you play that guitar, your psychopath nephew or cousin comes in and says Mr. Peterson's, but like equates those two, like equates Mr. Peterson with the guitar. No, this is fucked up. This is not my favorite episode by any stretch of the imagination. I am literally not going to be able to sleep tonight, and I'm going to spoon harder than I've ever spooned with my wife tonight, because I'm just going to go up and like whisper in her ear like, hold me, I'm scared.
Yeah, you're going to fucking terrify her.
Then, well, that's okay. I terrify her most nights anyways. I think it terrifies her that I'm just laying in bed with her. But yeah, so that's a thank you for that, Allison. We could have probably lived without that one. But I have one that's kind of equally as scary. My son was crying in bed at 3 a.m. and tells us he is afraid because there is a man in his bed. We ask him about the man and tell him to ask the man to go away. The following day, he tells us the man's name is Frank, my husband's uncle who died the night before. Also, later that week, we were driving along in our van in complete silence, and my son said, "Frank's here."
Yeah, that's again, like the fucking names and the shit that they shouldn't know is just fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I don't like that one either. No, none of these are all fucky.
Fucky.
All of these stories are just like terrifyingly, and here's the thing: is what's gonna fucking happen in like the next year is that Ellie is gonna do one of these things, and I'm gonna be completely rocked. And I'm probably just going to become Mr. Peterson and be a homeless guy on the side of the road because I'm too scared to go home.
Yeah, I mean, some of these ones, again, with names or information, I don't see how the hallucinations can be... I mean, it doesn't explain it.
Direct,
like, how can they... They can't hallucinate something that specific like that. That's intuiting knowledge that they don't have.
Like this one, when my sister was about 5 years old, she was laying in bed talking to my mom, and she said, "Mommy, Grandma died." My mom was confused and told her that she hadn't, but my sister kept insisting that she had. And then the phone rang, and we were informed that our great-grandmother had just passed.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Because
Yeah, they're seeing stuff in another, these other wavelengths or whatever. Perceptual narrowing.
Do you guys want to talk to me all night? Because I'm too scared to move. Do you want to hear one more?
Yeah, sure.
When my daughter was 2, we were walking above a creek and stopped to look at it. She stared at it silently and then pointed and said, "I died in there."
I mean, she's 2, right? So
She's
so
2.
maybe she just doesn't understand the meaning of that word.
No. If you don't understand the meaning of the word, then you don't put it into a sentence that makes complete sense.
No, you're 2. You don't know what you're saying all the time.
Yeah, but to say something that clear in that sentence structure, to make all the words in the sentence make sense and flow together, and then understand that it's a crick and understand that it's a...
I'm just trying to rationalize what
There's no rationalizing this fuckery.
What I would try to convince myself if this was happening to me. That's what I would tell myself. They just didn't understand the meaning of that word. Because it's too fucking creepy. No. I just... No.
Oh my god. Okay, read this one. Don't pre-read it. Just read it.
This was several years ago. This is someone else talking, obviously.
Okay.
I had a cousin. He was about 5 years old, and he always went to sleep with a blue stuffed rabbit named Fluffy.
Oh no.
We noticed he stopped sleeping with it, and we just assumed he lost it. Then, one day, as I was sitting on the couch, he whipped me with a short USB cord. I asked him why he would do that for no reason, and this was his reply. "The man who watches me at night said to do it, or I wouldn't ever see Fluffy again." The day after that, he found Fluffy under his pillow.
Immediately after I'm done here, I am sprinting up to my room and not coming out until it's light outside.
Check under your pillow for Fluffy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad. Like, you're telling me that no one saw Fluffy under the pillow? For
that would be the first place that I would look, to be honest. As a parent, I feel like if Fluffy's missing and you normally sleep with Fluffy, I'm looking under the pillow as like the top 3 places I'm gonna look.
I mean, stuffed animals aren't like usually small, so like the pillow would be up. It'd be pretty obvious, like if it wasn't laying flat on the bed, right? So
yeah. Oh, well, I don't think we gained anything out of this episode, that's for sure. I mean, I am terrified about life. I'm terrified that when my daughter is able to speak more cohesively, that she's going to come up with something like this, and I'm going to be terrified.
So, yeah, I mean, thanks, Allison, for having us do this episode. I guess I'll say as well that if you are in an unfortunate situation, if you find yourself in a spot where your kid says some creepy shit to you, don't give them away to an orphanage or do any of this other bad stuff. You know, the experts would say to keep an open and honest dialogue with your child and, you know, ask them about what's happening with them. Let them talk about the messages that the ghosts are telling them. Make them feel safe. And it's helpful, obviously, to explain to them it may not be a good idea to talk about some of these things outside the house.
Or murder your family.
Murder your family. Because they might get teased or bullied or something.
Or institutionalized.
And obviously, it's important to stress that just because they're having experiences that are different from other kids, that doesn't make them weird or crazy. Kind of. And they're just a little bit different. Same way that some people have curly hair or blue eyes or whatever.
Do you want to hear a funny one? I'll leave you with a funny one. Thank you for that knowledge bomb. I'm going to leave you with something very stupid, as I always do.
I'm trying to help you when Elle says a terrifying thing so you don't, go off the deep end.
I won't go off the deep end. I love that kid too much. She's going to be a psychopath because I'm her dad, and that's just something I need to come to terms with. Here's a good one about a past life for you. Ready? And this is the last one I'm going to say. One day, my 2-year-old brother randomly started describing the detailed process of making a pizza. So they're not all scary. I hope that at some point Ellie says that. I'm like, and that's the sort of shit that she drops on me, and not like, oh, Frank is in the closet and he says hi. I hope that she describes how to make a pizza in detail very quickly.
Thanks a lot for listening. Stranger Than Fiction is the brainchild of Chase Ferris, Allison Davila, and me, Adam Davila. We would love to hear from you on one of our social media accounts. You can find us at Stranger Than Fiction Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, or at STF Talk on Twitter, or check out our website, stftalk.com.